All right. Hey guys, good evening. Bobby Legs here. Welcome to another Friday night watch chat, and I'm joined by my good friends here, and hope everybody at the chat is doing well. And chime in, let us know how your week was and what do you have on wrist. I think we're gonna have an interesting discussion tonight. Colin, how are you?
I'm good, man.
And what do you have on wrist, sir?
I've got my Datejust.
Very nice. Yeah.
Man, that glare.
Pug Overlord, how are you,
Good, good, good.
sir?
Got
And
the CB.
Oh, there it is. Haven't
yeah,
seen that one in forever.
And
yeah.
everyone was wondering why Joe is the best. But it's not just because Joe has really good taste, but he's so thoughtful.
Yeah,
This came in today.
it's a
So
beauty.
thank you,
Yeah.
Joe.
That
You're
is
welcome.
the color. The color on that one is just beautiful. You know,
And we've
like
got a handwritten note as well.
oh yeah,
I think
we,
It looks like a rollerball, though. So I don't know.
Ah,
I wrote it with my Urushi Bic.
Joseph, how are you today, and what do you have on wrist?
Good, Bobby. Hey, yeah, since we're gonna talk about Daytona ripoffs, I've got an Omega Speedy that kind of looks like a Daytona.
Shots
yeah, it
fired.
does. Yeah.
Shots fired already. Okay. And I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It was a good
Good,
week.
man.
The kids went with the in-laws this afternoon, so they're going to be there for a couple days,
Nice.
and so that's going to be nice. And I'm wearing. I just can't seem to get this off my wrist. The Zen 857, which is officially mine now. So
Is
very
it?
happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Let's scroll through the chat and say hello to some people. Daniel's he's got his boxing mitts on. He's ready.
Yeah.
Engineer wannabe Sanjay, how are you? Hi all, Peter C. Oh wow. So we got the crew ready and going, and engineer agreeing. Not so Pete, how are you? Hey y'all, can't stay long. Driving wife to work in a few minutes. Well, thanks for stopping by, Pete. Appreciate it, man. Really do. Another Joseph is joining us, Philly Watch fan. How are you, sir? Blue shirt. What's up? What's Pete saying? I'll go on a limb and say the new EP El Primero is nothing like the Daytona, and said our lazy brains are picking one detail, the bezel, something to that I think Colin will probably agree with, deciding it looks kind of similar and then stopping. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. Ep, what's up, man? How are you? And we got our friend. So I saw Chris here. Hey, buddy, how are you? Hope you're enjoying your. I sorry I missed your stream. I hope you're enjoying your night off. Penny, what's up? I sent you a link, Penny, if you want to come on, because
Ooh, what's Panerai?
want to hear about. Well, you may want to save that story, but Nilo, what's going on? Riss Royce. Okay, so and William, how are you? What happened this week? Something.
I can't believe. You know what? I can't believe the buzz this thing's created.
Well, I think Zenith got exactly what it wanted, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What are you talking? I thought we were talking about the MB&F. I'm on the
Well,
wrong screen.
we should talk about that.
We should talk about that. But
Yeah.
let me bring up here. So Zenith came out with something this week,
Mhm.
and it's a new iteration of the El Primero Chronomaster Sport, and it did cause some, I wouldn't say controversy, but there was a huge buzz. Some people have dubbed it, or it's potentially being called the Daytona Killer, which I think that term, um, okay, minus the Daytona, but blah 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 killer is just really overdone.
Yeah.
It's like the term like superfoods, like an avocado is a superfood. Like everything's a superfood. Okay, I get it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've heard this about the Submariner killer. The Datejust they seem to target Rolex a lot here for obvious reasons. But Colin, tell us what you think. What are your impressions here of this one?
It's funny because when the first picture I saw of it, it leaked like a couple hours early, and I think I sent it to you guys. And the first thing I said was Daytona killer, and I was kind of joking, honestly. But I love it. Honestly, it's a gorgeous watch. I think it actually, if you really look at it, it's more the Zenith El Primero DNA than anything Daytona DNA. The only thing that's similar is they put a ceramic bezel on it. Yeah, the clasp is a little similar. Okay, sure, but it's a oyster bracelet. Everyone makes an oyster bracelet. But the ceramic bezel, I mean, it serves a different purpose. It's to do the 1/10 second, timekeeping. I think it's the thing I'm most pumped about, and before the details really came out, and what got me really excited is the proportions of it, because as you guys are aware, Zenith, with their El Primeros, they got those long ass lugs, and it kind of fits a little funky, and it's not for everyone. But they kept really compact lugs. It's around 47 millimeters lug to lug, 41 diameter. It's got a superior movement to the Daytona. It's got display case back. It's got some color pop to it. It's got a date. A lot of people like a date. I know some people don't like the 430 date. I like it on this, actually. They blended it in with the dial really well. It's a perfect match, like black and white. That's
the best Zenith has ever done a date.
Yep. They did the date really, really well. And I love it, honestly. If other than value retention, I don't know why you'd pick a Daytona over it. I mean, except that you can buy a Daytona if you can get one, and it will just double in price. That's the big benefit of it. But yeah, I think it's a winner. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Pug Overlord, what say you?
I think this really made me rethink what I think of myself as a collector. It made me
that's a good point.
It made me reassess who I am, because if you look at this watch, it is objectively, if you compare this to the new Speedmaster, including the Snoopy, if you compare this to the Daytona, this is unequivocally the best watch out of those three. And I think that if I were to, but the problem is if I were to be offered those three, I would still pick the Daytona.
Yeah.
And I think that really made me rethink my my status as a watch connoisseur. Because, and I will say this, if someone who is able to source a Daytona and picks this watch instead, they will have my undying kudos. And I'm totally honest about that. And it really made me aware of how brand conscious I am, because if you look at this objectively, this is a high horology movement. This is an incredible movement. This is the flagship movement in Zenith, and it just made me realize how brand conscious I am, because I think if I was given a choice of those three, I would still take the Daytona.
Yeah.
But I would respect the heck out of, and I would consider someone a more refined collector with better taste than me if they took this over a Daytona. I will be this full disclosure on my thoughts.
It's really funny that you mentioned that, because that has been going through my head, almost the exact same conversation with myself, as I've come to the realization that, and I've kind of, sent you guys some messages about this when I was like, this versus the Speedy versus the Daytona. Yeah, you flip the other two and you own this one. Like it's the better watch.
Yeah. So if Mark is watching, Mark, if you buy this, you have my undying respect, and you keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin.
Show the black one, man. Show the black one. The
I
black
will.
one
Yeah, the
on
black one's
rubber is really sharp, I think.
That's my
Kevin
favorite.
having a Jerry Maguire moment with the Zenith. There is a I mean, black one's really sharp too. Joe, what are your thoughts on this release?
I like it. Before this, I think my favorite Zenith was Striking 10th because it was just fun to
Yeah.
look at, but it still had the same style DNA from recent years where it's just a big crystal on a super razor thin bezel, so it's all face. And I realized about myself with chronographs, I like the bezel. Like a Daytona bezel or a Speedy bezel. And the closest thing that Zenith had to this was maybe back when they were making these DeLuca El Primero chronographs, which were kind of like divers. And I think Mosso brought that up on his Facebook chat today. So it's nice to hear that old name. So when they released this one, it did look like the Daytona, but it also brought to mind those older ones that I liked, and it's right up my alley. So it's really cool. It's really cool how they designed it. At first blush, totally looks like a Daytona. But what's lovely about it is once you start digging in deeper, looking at the details of the bezel, looking at the details of the movement, even the subdials with the larger dial, every dial, every register tops out at 60 on the top. It's not like a 30-minute counter here and seconds here. They're so it just every dial echoes the other, and it's just a beautiful design. I think even with the date at 4:30, which I don't mind at all. I like dates.
What I realized was, I've always liked the Zenith Chronomaster without the ceramic bezel, like the one you used to have, Bobby. But there was always something about it, and I never realized what it was that kind of stopped me from going down that path. And I think it was a bezel, honestly. And this just completes the watch for me. It's and you know what? It's true to their design language. Like I said, ceramic bezel, and you know what? And you can get into the history of it. I mean, Zenith supplied the movements to the Daytona for like a dozen years in the past. So if you really want to, stick it to them for kind of stealing a ceramic bezel, which every watch company has a ceramic bezel pretty much. So you can't really fault them for it. But you know what? I can give them a pass on this one. They have a large history with Rolex. So for them to kind of, be left in the dust by the Daytona, so you steal a ceramic bezel, I'll allow it, which I usually don't allow. Usually I don't like it when people steal design stuff, but I'm giving them a pass on this one.
Yeah, I think on the panel here, it's a clean sweep. I really do like it as well. I would have to say a couple things though. Zenith knew exactly what they were doing with the design of this watch, and I know that at first blush it looks like a Daytona if you take a split second look, and I think they did meant to do that on purpose, right? And I'm fine with that. I like the overall design of it. I don't mind the 4 o'clock date register. I'm not one of those. I'm not a person who needs to have everything symmetrical or whatnot. I got used to it because my El Primero, my 38 millimeter El Primero, all the 38s have that 4 o'clock date window. So not a big problem for me. I love the overall look. I would say that, and this is not a big deal because I don't have to get it on bracelet. I'm come to the conclusion that I'm really not a big fan of polished center links on sports watches. It's just not for me. So this looks great on a rubber strap, and I'm totally fine with it. This is a winner to me as well. I like the price. I don't know how long we would have to wait until we're able to get a discount on it or not. I don't know what it's gonna. If people are gonna have to pay full price in the beginning or not. I think somebody in the group said they got 20% off already.
I would expect a discount right away. Otherwise, I'm not buying.
Well, then that's great. I mean, so if we're looking at what is this MSRP at 10? Yeah. So if you're looking at like 7,500, that would be a great price.
75, 8.
Don't pay more than 8.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And get the rubber thrown in.
I'm going to say one quick thing just so that I don't seem too much like a Zenith fanboy, but as cool as the caliber 3600 is, I'm not sure in terms of day-to-day utility of and how faddish the tenth of a second chronograph is. Like I think that's the only thing that might wear thin pretty quickly. Like I don't think it's as useful as just a traditional chronograph.
No.
It's a fantastic movement, but I think the same can it's kind of a shrunk down version of the centigraph, right? The centigraph is a really cool movement. It's an Aggie door winner, but like who's gonna use the chronograph on the centigraph? So I don't that's my one worry is that the tenth of a second is going to wear thin pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost a lot to service, right? You know,
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's not going to cost any more service than anything else in this price range, to be honest. And I'm not worried about the high beat movement. I don't think that's going to generate any more additional service requirements or anything like that. Like Zenith is, they've always been good about having the proper oils and all that. So
yeah. So I mean, Oil Money is asking a fair question. So who's going to put their money where their mouth is, or is this just intellectual masturbation until 80 goes? Well, listen. I mean, just because I love the watch, right? Doesn't mean I love a lot of watches.
Yeah.
If I really was compelled, I mean, I like the Daytona. I think you guys make a good point. Like if somebody offers you a Daytona or a Zenith, which are you going to pick? I mean, I think Marcus, you made that point that you're going to pick the Daytona, even though the Zenith is a better watch. I don't know what my answer would be if I was presented with that, right? But I'm not necessarily in the market for another chronograph, although this is a beautiful watch,
Yeah, I actually made that comment. I was like, I got to stop gushing about this thing, or else I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is here.
Yeah.
And, I could see myself getting it. I'm not going to run out to get it. I'm not going to, call my ID immediately. But I could see myself owning this one day.
Steven, I used my chrono all the time when I was in the car with my wife and I was timing her how fast she was going. It was just a little fun exercise, a little game we would play in the car.
Yeah. I use mine every morning that I make 8-minute eggs.
Yes.
It's an egg timer. It's really expensive.
I never used the chrono. Never.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, I just like the look of them. That's all.
Yeah, and I think I'm with Joe. What I found about myself is that I like chronos with bezels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like chronos without bezels, just don't work for me. And I thought I wasn't a chrono guy after that first El Primero that I had. But I love my Guinot, and that has a bezel on it, and I think it just makes it more like more of a sportier look for me. So that's why I think I like it with bezels. But that was a good point, Joe. I had to I finally put that together when you mentioned it. Okay, let's see here. Joe's saying that my guess is that if you had a great relationship with your AD, they'll discount you 20% immediately.
Yeah.
If you're just a guy off the street, you'll have to fight for hard for discount. Okay, fair enough.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I would imagine certain people in the chat here or certain people in the stream will get 20 easy.
Yeah.
And if we band together, we might even get more than 20.
Yeah. They'll probably feed us grapes if I go in with Marcus.
Yeah, Kevin. Mrs. Legs says that she gets car sick when she doesn't drive. I think she just likes to drive.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. What else? Watch Medicine. I agree with Marcus. I own the Striking 10th Zenith, which was a great watch, but the Striking 10th movement wears off after time. So, Daniel's saying he's not a chrono guy, so I'm not a buyer, but I take this over a steel ceramic Daytona any day.
It's easy to say that if you're never going to buy a chrono.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, no, I would agree. Group watch. Yikes.
It got some momentum, and then Amin killed it. Amin killed the momentum.
Amin did kill it.
That's why he's banned from the chat today.
Yeah.
Slicey, what's up, man? How are you? Thanks for joining. And Daniel's touche. Okay. All right. So let's jump to another. I got an email today from Tourneau, and they have an exclusive. It looks like, and
You
let me
mean
just share it here.
it's not exactly exclusive. It's something that came out 2 years ago in the British market, and
Right,
it's now
right.
making its way across the
Right,
pond.
exactly. But Tourneau has labeled it as an exclusive here in the United States. So I thought that was cute. But yeah, the Bucherer Black Bay Bronze.
The 5B.
Yeah. I look. I like this one. I mean, I'm not a big bronze guy, but if I had my choice, I love the blue and the bronze. That's why I like Zenith. Zenith has that pilot that has a blue and bronze. I just couldn't see myself wearing that pilot watch, you know, often. But this is a cool looking watch, and I really do like it. What do you guys think?
I personally love it. I know Colin hates it, but I love this watch. This is probably the only bronze watch I would ever consider buying, that and the Panerai Bronzo. So this is a smidge big for me, but I love the aesthetics. It's clean. It actually looks decent on a NATO, so I really like it.
I like the 369, which is a little bit different than any of their Black Bays.
Yeah.
Got no date.
Yes.
Well, their other bronze ones have that.
Right. I mean, the bronze ones don't have or have the 369. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hate the 369. I think it looks horrible. The Black Bay, it's bronze. It's big. It's ugly. I hate it a lot.
Colin
Sorry.
just doesn't like bronze.
No, I think that's an ugly watch. Yeah. There's a.
I just don't see. I mean, I like the idea of it, and maybe for like a hot minute last year, I thought about buying a bronze watch.
These are big watches too.
I know they are.
These are. Yeah.
I know they are, but I just couldn't see myself wearing a bronze watch with any kind of consistency. It would sit in my box. I'd get anxious about it, try to sell it, and lose some money. So I'm just playing the tape forward, right? You know, so for me, I like it, but I wouldn't buy it.
I think if they came out with a Black Bay 58 bronze, I would be a buyer. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I'd be a buyer.
Yeah, Joseph, I have a love hate with mostly hate with Tourneau. So I get that. Okay, so there you have it with that one.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Good night, guys. So earlier today, I put a post on Instagram. You know, I try to post. I'm trying to be better at posting on Instagram, right? And I put my collection has, of course, changed radically from my state of the collection video that I had about a month ago, where I swore that it wasn't really going to change. But I say that in every state of the collection. And so I noticed, you know, that I have a lot of black dial watches. And so I put it out there. I probably need some color in my dials. And Colin was teasing me all day, or some part of the day.
How could I? No one will believe that.
Right. And so he says he has the perfect watch with a different colored dial than black for suggestion for me. So I've been dying all day, Colin. What do you have for me? What should I get next?
I have to tell you now. Oh, I was gonna. Okay, so I'll give you it. Might have to repeat this on Amin's stream if we end up doing.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were saving it for Amin's stream.
No, I can do it now though.
Okay.
So you've talked about a date just in the past,
right?
You've talked about a sub in the past.
Yeah.
You've talked about a Moser in the past.
Yes, I've talked about a lot of watches.
Those are three watches that you've talked about. So I think that you should get the blue dial Pioneer with rotating bezel. That's what I think you should get. It's a combination of the three. It's a Moser, it's a blue dial, it's a dive watch.
Yeah,
It's got a rotating bezel.
if you can find one of the 50 that are made in the world.
Yeah, you can find them.
Didn't say it was
They're
gonna-
out there. I didn't say it'd be easy. I told him to look in his couch cushions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but it would be one watch that would. I mean, you don't always want to tick a lot of boxes on your watches. I understand, but it kind of combines the three, and I think it would
Yeah,
be a
Rob,
very good ad.
That's actually a decent idea from Colin for once. So, yeah, if you can find it, you should buy it. You should do it.
Yeah. Sure. If I can find it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Craig is saying orange or yellow Doxa.
Ooh.
You know, that 300T in orange is very appealing. I just want to kind of shy away from divers right now. You know, I have the U1 coming in, and so I feel like, even though I tend to, I guess, prefer, I don't know if I prefer divers or not, but my collection seems to be more diver centric. I mean, are we counting the Panerai as a diver? I mean, I know, I mean, it could go either way, right? I mean, there were dive watch. I mean, Panerai was a dive watch. They made dive watches, right? I mean, so it's not in your traditional sense like the Black Bay or the GP with the timing bezel and all that. Yeah, and then I had the U1 coming in, so I potentially have 4 divers in the collection. That's a little diver much. So although the Doxa would be different than anything I have for sure. You know, just looking aesthetically, you know.
The little known fact is the Doxa is one of the watches that's kind of in the running for a group watch.
But isn't every watch kind of in the running for a group watch?
Yeah, I could see that one happening though.
I'm still gonna push the U50 as a group watch.
Hey, that works for me.
That's the closest we're gonna get.
It's great, yeah.
As I said, I'll be third in. So if Joe pulls the trigger.
Oh.
So I don't know if you guys were watching the other day, not on Tim's Monday night chat. He did I think it was Wednesday with the other guy Godberg, or is that Godberg himself? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the Tim Mosso effect, and specifically because we were talking. Oh, and we lost Colin, but hopefully we'll get him back. Specifically, he had mentioned Anardane, right? He was talking about independent watches, and so I threw it out there the other day. I was, I'm wondering if Anardane saw a spike in their sales. Do you think Tim is? I mean, we know he's an influencer, right? But is he like TGV and Squale influencer for every new collector that comes out there? Do you know what I mean? Does he have that kind of weight?
I don't think so. I don't own a Devon Tread yet, so until I do, I don't think he has that kind of.
My HYP.
The problem with Tim is he's in a different price range for most people.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching Watchbox videos when I first got into, collecting, or not when I first got into it, but I was pretty far down the road of collecting and going, oh yeah, look at this guy like reviewing $30,000 watches all the time. Like, how is this even relevant to most people? Now I watch it, I don't even blink, right? But
right.
Yeah, I don't know if he has that clout, I guess, or that he's a great sales guy, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's a great point, because then when he's talking about Anardane, that's like, somewhere between 1,200 to like 1,800 US, right? Yeah. So yeah, maybe they got a few more emails and a few more phone calls.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. I tell you what, like once I heard him say that, and we've talked about that, us as a group here. I jumped on their website. I mean, like I didn't pull the trigger, obviously, but I mean, I thought about it. I was like, wait a second, because I feel like, and I'll tell you why I feel this way, and it's a little bit of a fear of missing out. It's not about Rolex. It's about that Kadoki 2, right? That Kadoki 2, now if you go to Watch Buys or Passion Jewelry, they're listing it over 10 grand, right? A couple of years ago, before he got that nomination and he won that award, it was like 7,900.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a slightly unattainable watch for me has become almost unattainable for
Yeah.
me, and so that little bump, that nomination, right, and that win for that award for this guy for Kadoki, if it did that for him, what could Mosso do for an affordable, independent, watch company?
Dude, right now, Joe's boosted Kadoki more than Mosso has. Let's be honest here.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
With a case back like that, how can you not?
Yeah.
But with a watch like Anardane, like if Tim brings that up, and that's affordable to a lot of people,
Yeah.
That might be like, okay, maybe in since independents and are becoming more and more sought after, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I see Mosso more like when you've already kind of decided you think you want to buy a watch, you go and you see what Tim has to say about it. Because he's going to give you this 8-minute, to the point, everything you need to know about that watch.
Tim's the best salesman on a Ferrari lot. TGV's the best salesman on a Kia lot.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I mean, because of him, I bought an SKX and I bought Squale. I fell for that. And it's not like I fell for it. I mean, I was learning my way as a collector, as beginning to collect again after taking a hiatus for a little while and kind of forgetting the lessons I may have learned in the past. But yeah. So
I think if Tim were to bring it up repeatedly, like he does with, say, Moser or other brands, or they did with Journe, they kind of created momentum because they were constantly bringing up and singing their praises, and people started going, "Oh wow, these are something to look at." If he was doing that with Anardane, then you might see it.
But they were actively price manipulating Journe, right?
Yes, yeah, they had to be. I mean, they basically find a watch that's this is gonna sound really bad if anyone's listening, but they find a low production, low volume watchmaker, scoop it all up and talk it up.
And they haven't been able to replicate that with de Bethune. They haven't been able to replicate that with Moser.
No.
So because I don't think they were doing the supply side as much. Like they weren't stockpiling and removing pieces from circulation and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like you could go. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been on Watchbox, the website, for a while, but at any point last year, you can go on their site, and there was like 80. It felt like there was like 70 or 80 Journes. On their site for sale, right?
They had a lot. Yeah.
Well, they've been stockpiling for the better part of 5 years. Like if you look at it a year before that, there were probably a third or like a quarter of the volume that they have now. So I think that was clearly like they were vaulting these watches, and they were price manipulating. But I mean that's fine. But,
and why? Well, okay, so they're price manipulating, but why? What made them? Do you think that they had enough? They were savvy enough that they saw this guy, and they saw this brand, and said, let's put a lot of eggs in our basket here, because I think we can turn this into something. Or
it's kind of a perfect story with Journe, right?
Yeah, he's like that. He hits that sweet spot where it's just exclusive enough, but it's also like not too it's not too esoteric, right? So if you look at de Bethune is really esoteric. Romain Gauthier is really esoteric.
Yeah.
And the problem with Moser is that they produce too many pieces for what Watchbox wanted to do with Journe. Because Moser produces, like, they're still like very rare, but there's still multiples of volume, and also Moser has those pre-Meylan pieces that are sitting out there like
floating around. Yeah, they got to get rid of those.
That will always dilute the brand. So Journe was that perfect spot, right? because again, I think they couldn't do it with like a Regepi or a Crivia, that kind of thing, because those were too rare.
Too rare, yeah.
But then Moser wasn't rare enough, and then Jorn also has kind of that cult of personality, where the front man. You've got a front man who's got the cult of personality that you can sort of get behind, and then you've also got the steel. He's the steel fist, and then Pierre Halimi is the silk glove, right? They've got a nice face on the Shorn brand as well. So Shorn is the perfect storm. It is that sweet spot.
Very good synopsis, Marcus.
Yeah. Shorn produces about 700. I think Moser's probably 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah. They're increasing to 3. I think is the goal.
Yeah. And I think Jordan is always going to be kind of in that 700, 800 area. He's always going to be under 1,000. And they can't do that with Grubel, right? Grubel is only producing like 100, 150 pieces. Same with a Krivia. They're not going to be able to do that.
Could you do it with Ferrier? Maybe I don't know if you can.
Ferrier is kind of a dead brand, though.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
Yeah. So I don't think that they're going to be able to replicate what they did with Jordan, because I don't see any potential brands out there.
Yeah, not as well as it happened. Yeah.
Joe saying here that he hates to say it, but he thinks the Teddy B and Kevin O'Leary video at the FP Joint Boutique in Miami probably had more of an impact than Watchbox.
I think that Watchbox was already well down the path of doing this when that video came out.
Yeah, like Teddy was just catching on. What Moser had already. Jordan had already exploded by then. Like the prices were already crazy before Teddy even caught a sniff of it. To be honest. Yeah.
Sean says that Ferrier Tourbillon is gorgeous, though.
Yeah,
that's a dream watch. That's a dream watch for me. I love that watch. When I say it's a dead brand, it's not an indictment of the quality of the watches. He's a brilliant watchmaker. The movement finishing is better than Jorn, and I think that the innovation and the design innovation is just as high quality as Jorn.
Yeah.
So was that De Bethune watch that just came? Did that just come out the other day? The one that flips?
Yeah,
the kind of two.
The quarter of a million. Kind of a tourbillon. Tourbillon.
I didn't see it.
Let me see if I can get it up here. But I saw that the other day, and I was like, I mean, I know that this brand was a little bit out of out of my reach, right? But I saw this watch and I'm like, wow, and we had this conversation. I think it was last week about what is enough? Like, how much would you spend if you had all the money in the world and not feel like a total a-hole about it, right? And then I saw this and I was like, you know what? I mean, I could spend the money on this one. This is a really cool watch.
I would buy that, feel like an a-hole, and be okay with it.
Yeah. So Colin, apparently you can just flip it. Here's the hinge, and you just flip it. And
so the movement side tells time as well. So you've got a conventional face, and then you've got the movement side that also tells time.
I honestly love De Bethune so much. Like, jeez, I really do.
Yeah, that watch. Lately there's not too many things that I see that really stop me in my tracks, and that did it for me the other day.
Scroll down. I want to see the other ones there that were
down over here.
Like more, similar one. Like, look at those 3. Like, those are so cool. I just love their stuff.
Yeah, let's click on this one here. Yeah, super interesting.
Super technical. Yeah. I'll just go buy a Rolex if I can.
Yeah, it's basically a $250,000 reverso, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
5711 being discussed, discontinued.
Oh yeah. So
they
must be coming out with a replacement, like just with a different movement or something.
Yeah,
right?
They're gonna come up with a movement that hacks.
Yeah. It's going to be back. There's no
Yeah.
way they're discontinuing that, never to be made again.
Yeah.
I mean, people are selling their kids for that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally selling their kids.
I saw
that
one
in the
for
news.
sale, like 120, I think it was.
I hate to say this, Bobby, but I have no thoughts on it because
Okay.
it doesn't apply to me in any way.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
watch itself doesn't interest me. It's from like me enjoying it from afar. It's never been available to me, and it's it's not in my price range. So on all three counts, it kind of strikes out. So for me, nothing. The news.
I saw a good meme where like it was like 5711 being discontinued, and like all these people like, oh, but none of them could afford it anyway. So
Right,
it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so this one applies to us in the States here, and it kind of like, I guess you can say it goes with some of the conversations we had last week. If you won the Mega Millions tonight, which is at $1 billion, right?
Is it? It's $1 billion?
It's $1 billion. It's $1 billion. I got this app now where I could buy lottery tickets off my app. It's awesome.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, steady clientele for you, Joe.
And it's called Jack Pocket, and it's legit. So they buy the ticket and they scan it and then they send it to you and they show you. Yeah, which is great because I barely leave the house these days, right? So and I'm missing out all these opportunities and winning all this money. Anyway, so $1 billion.
Yeah.
You win it tonight. What are you buying next week? Let's just open this up to like it doesn't have to be a watch. I mean,
Okay, I'm buying some help to come and take down your Christmas tree.
Mrs. Legs says she's taking the ornaments down tomorrow. She said
Okay.
it. She said it. Okay.
All right.
So save that.
Okay.
Save that money. Okay. Marcus, any thoughts? If you were here in the States playing the Mega Millions?
Yeah. For either that's Fairy Sports Tourbillon or the Grubel Handmade. One of those two. I'd have to get them both in hand and decide.
Joe?
Probably this kind of tourbillon. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you on that one.
You get two watches in one.
You said we're picking watches, or it can be something else?
It could be. I mean, it could be anything. It could be watch. If
And
that's what
Colin's Tesla.
And my what?
And your Tesla.
That's it?
Bobby's opening a Venetian nail spa.
No cars.
Thank you. Yeah, right here. I'll take the tree down.
First thing I do is I get a plane ticket to Hawaii and I buy oceanfront property. And then after that, I go to the store and probably my Zeit work. Yeah, probably Zeit work, even though there's yeah. I mean, just because it's there's probably more expensive watches I want, but that's probably the one I would get.
Well, speaking of expensive watches, Daniel, if he wins Mega Millions, what should I buy the whole group as a group watch?
You should buy us a new Zenith Chronomaster.
No, something better than that. He's buying.
We got to take advantage.
You're just gonna get a bunch of doxes.
Everyone gets a sports tourbillon.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, what do you think, Daniel? That's okay, right?
You can get Federico to wholesale them out for like 40%.
Oh, orange hand. It's not a Zoom background. It's the real thing.
You should get a Zoom background of it though.
I should
take it down.
Yeah, I should take a picture.
Yeah.
Keith is going to be buying the Rose Gold AP Royal Oak with tourbillon.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Oil money. I buy the D. Bethune Star Trek nerd watch. It's like a walk into the convention like a nerd boss. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. El Boogie will take a Hulk. Meteorite GMTs for all.
Ooh,
all right.
Thanks. Yeah. Good.
I'd get 5 MB&F dongs.
You know what? You know what I might get is a Rainbow Daytona, because that would just be like a good FU watch. That would be fun. I think that would be like a fun watch to buy. Like a Zeitwerk wouldn't be that fun to buy.
Yeah, would it be that fun to wear either?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have more fun wearing the Daytona as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like that would be like, I just won. I'm buying the blingiest thing. FU watch. Yeah, maybe a Zenith. Or Zenith, maybe a Zenith. Rainbow Daytona, I called it a Zenith.
So Penny, who loves Speedmasters, she said she'd be buying Rolex and Jorn.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm surprised you wouldn't
Gold.
buy. I'm surprised you wouldn't buy the Platinum 321.
Oh,
Yeah, it would complete the collection.
Balls on your court, Penny. Let us know what you do.
Just get all of the Speedies like that. They have the poster with like all like 200 of them or whatever.
I don't buy that for a second, Rashawn. He's out. Pull Bill Gates and buy a Casio Duro. I don't buy that for a second, buddy.
I'm buying David SW.
David S. Wait, what?
Oh,
Speedy is dead to me? I sold the trilogy?
What?
I buy trilogy.
You guys are a terrible influence on her.
The floodgates are open, man. She sold one watch and now she's just like off the
Oh,
rails.
Penny, man, I wish you came on today. Come on next week and explain these cryptic messages.
I like it though. I do like it.
Oh yeah, I mean, flipper for
You
life.
can always rebuy those.
Mark, get a Richard Mille. LOL.
I would get one if I won $1 billion. There, you know what? Like, I think Richard Milles are cool, man. Like, it's just they're ridiculously priced. There's a lot of them that I like. I don't look at them too often because it's just ridiculous. White gold salmon dial jumbo AP. Look, yeah, nice. I'd buy Bobby's collection. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And of course, you knew it was going to happen. Somebody was going to suggest the Casio G-Shocks.
Yeah.
The shame. It's true. I'm getting my Milgauss GV back.
Oh wow, nice.
So wait,
huh?
She's got the new one, but I'm not.
I think she's worried that it's going to get discontinued, so she flipped it and then probably got it from her AD. If I had to guess, reading between the lines.
She's got quite the Rolex collection now, though. You know, she's got the new one, right?
Yeah.
She's
Batman.
She's
She
got
has
the
Batman, doesn't she?
Batman
Yeah,
or Batgirl? Yeah,
she got
Batman.
the Batman. Yeah.
She's got Explorer 2. She's getting
the
the
older
Milgauss.
one, right?
Yeah, she's getting the Milgauss. Does she have an Explorer? I'm not sure. I know she has the Explorer 2, but quite the collection, man.
I like it.
Yeah, it's impressive. And but she got rid of Speedmasters. Wow.
Rolex for life, Penny.
All right, guys. We're coming up to 50 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday night. What do you guys think? Anything else come up this week that you guys want to talk about or so? I saw a couple of little things. I saw the Hamilton, the khaki field. They're coming out with a bracelet version. I'm not really sure if that was warranted per se. Maybe they're trying to compete with like the newer Seiko Alpinist that have come out with a bracelet. I'm not really sure. That watch to me is a field watch. I mean, like it's just NATO, but not the sexiest topic, but Nope on the Explorer.
Ooh, Chaz from the Berg is a good one.
All right, what's Chaz? I get a
Moser
Moser
Concept minute repeater tourbillon. That's a sweet watch.
I don't know. I mean, I got to other than the D Bethune, like tourbillon's really. I don't know.
You want $1 billion, dude. That's all you get is tourbillons.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everything else is a shitter. Any non-tourbillon.
Yeah. It doesn't even have a tourbillon.
I want my tourbillon to have a tourbillon. How about that?
Yeah.
Tourbillon inside of the
Yeah,
tourbillon.
it'd be like, that's not even a 3D tourbillon. That's just a regular tourbillon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
oh,
guys,
yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, Joe.
Oh, I was just gonna ask real quick, Marcus, you guys, is it worth it to bring up that Pam?
Yeah.
Oh, the Guillaume Neri.
And the
Yeah.
MB&F. You could bring up the MB&F.
Oh, sure. Yeah. MB&F.
He wants to talk about the Pam. Bring up the Pam.
Okay. Which Pam? Sorry.
It's like the 70-piece Guillaume Neri.
Yeah, spell that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You totally gotta spell that.
Just use the last name, like limited edition NERY, and see whether that works.
Okay. NERY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen. This is the one.
I don't think so. No.
No, that's not it.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
19 grand, guys, but it's Carbotech. Carbotech's awesome.
Carbotech is cool.
So is this seriously like something that's in the possibility for you, Marcus? Like you would?
Oh, not for me.
Okay.
I thought Joe was the one that
It's
brought it up.
not for me.
I love Carbotech, but I'm not going to pay 19 grand for it.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it looks beautiful, but yeah, 19 grand. How many are there? 50?
Was it 70 or 50? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Limited to 15 black DLC treated
Oh,
titanium.
15. Wow.
Yeah, it's, super exclusive, expensive, but it looks cool. It's kind of got a bit of a fume dial going on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Daniel.
I feel like nobody really has much to say about it.
No.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of like, yeah, it looks like a Pam.
Pam.
So do you guys think Pam is coming back though? Like, and the only reason why I brought this up, I was on a stream on Sunday with a couple of guys, couple of YouTubers, and they both were like, seriously considering adding Pam to their collection, and I felt like I feel like there's always I mean, I know there's a lot of stock, there's a lot of Pams out there, a lot of but there's always a demand for them though as well. You know what I mean? Like people want to add them. People want to at least experience a Pam in their collection.
But I don't know whether they want the newer references, because for me, I've always wanted a Pam, but I'm always looking at a base or like a 111, 112, that kind of thing, or like a 023. Like I'm not looking at the the crazy, B&G Tech Pams or anything like that. Like I'm not interested in spending that kind of money on a Pam. So I don't know whether they're actually making a comeback or it's just they're having a more robust resale market. But for the newer pieces where it really matters, I don't know whether the
resale market's pretty good. Like you can, pick up a nice
for the buyer.
For the buyer, right? Like for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you can get a nice Pam. And you know what? I mean, I look at them pretty often, honestly. It's kind of one of those things where I kind of look but don't touch yet.
Yeah.
If I were to find a screaming deal, I might jump on it.
I feel like I mean, I haven't looked up Pam in a while or in the used market, but I felt like maybe like a year or two ago, you can find an ETA based Pam, maybe like a 10, 12-year-old watch for like around $3,000 to $4,000. Is that?
They're still out there like that. Yeah.
I mean, I think if you want to experience a brand and to Marcus's point, like not so much, necessarily the newer Pams, that's not a big I mean, if you have the dough, that's not a big leap there. You can, that's something you can do, and then you probably could get rid of it if you don't like it. Maybe not take too big of a loss if you're worried, if that's something you're worried about. But I think it's such a unique aesthetic, and to add it in your collection is not a bad idea. And it's a nice big watch, but it doesn't feel like mine doesn't feel like really, really huge on my wrist, and it's a big watch. It just fits well. It's a good looking watch.
You want to talk about something huge on your wrist? Let's talk about that MB&F.
Which one?
I think the Sapphire Legacy machine, right? That's
Yeah.
I call it something else, but
HM.
Sapphire.
That's HM.
Oh my God.
Let's see. HM9.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have it here.
Sapphire Vision.
I'm not as good as Ahmed with the.
Yeah, that's it. HM9. Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
yeah, their stuff is so cool. I like this is if I won the Powerball, I'd buy one of these. Not first, but I'd buy one.
that's pretty nice. I like that in rose gold.
That's not the one I'm talking about, though.
No.
The one I'm talking about looks like a penis.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it.
Okay. Oops. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. So, guys, what else do you want to see?
Hold on. Maybe I can share my screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That work? Yeah.
There
we
go.
go.
Yeah.
There's the penis watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love MB&F, but I have no interest in that watch. I think Joe loves it though because it's erotic.
It's I mean, yeah, you can. This isn't even the best picture of it. There's got to be a better.
Oh, there's a better picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right there. Well,
wait, what was the other image? Was that the undercarriage in the other image?
This is the undercarriage.
That's the undercarriage. Okay.
So you just tweak it right here to hack. Just kind of twist the taint. It's awesome. Just like to be like, you know what? It looks like a penis, but I don't care. I'm gonna make it anyway.
Yeah. That's when you know that Booster is surrounded by too many yes men. I thought the Bulldog was bad enough, but then this thing took apparently 2.5 years of development. So
the Bulldog was pretty bad.
Along the way, 2.5 years, everyone was telling Max that this cock and balls watch was a great idea. And, apparently each one takes 360 man hours to make, especially the Sapphire case. So all these people are in on the joke, I guess. But
it's $440,000.
Yeah.
Mark, if you're watching, don't listen to Joe. This is an awesome watch. You should buy it.
Yeah, you should totally.
No, don't buy it.
It's an independent brand.
It's an independent brand.
Yeah.
And and the CEO has great vision, right? So you can get behind that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Thanks, Thomas. Great stream, Rob, Colin, and Marcus and Joe. Some great topics covered. Don't forget to leave Bobby. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Go buy an El Primero, everybody. It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, go put your money in our mouth, whatever our mouth, whatever.
Yeah. Don't buy a Daytona. Make sure that no one buys Daytonas. Go buy this.
Earn my undying respect.
All right, guys. We're up to get to the hour here. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I really, really appreciate the conversation and discussion. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Pug Overlord, you can reach it or you see him at Instagram at Pen Ultimate Watch. Joe at What Would JC Do? I also have a hard time saying
Watchwood. Yeah.
Watchwood. See, I got the easy part. I messed up the easy part and nailed the hard part. And please follow Colin at winding_watches and his YouTube channel. He's putting out videos. It's good stuff. And
I think Colin's gonna have more pens on his Instagram than me next week.
Yeah.
Just a teaser.
We'll see how quickly those new ones come. Yeah.
maybe that other Instagram account could have the pens on. Maybe.
Huh?
Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.